All right, TCF family, join me in congratulating Wes for being September's Member of the Month. Wes, congratulations.
Thanks, it's an honor.
Yeah, long time coming, right?
That's right.
Oddly enough, if you don't know, Wes is G's husband. But oddly enough, you weren't nominated by G. It was other people.
I know. She's always trying to hold me down.
Yeah. But tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Grew up in Elizabeth City out there by the coast. Joined the Air Force, traveled all over the place. Moved here back to the U.S. from Australia back in 2020. Had our son, first kid in April 2020, and then joined the TCF family shortly right after that.
Yeah, usually come to 8:30 class, and then I wouldn't expect someone from Elizabeth City to have the same accent that you do.
It's like 10 years of overseas will do it to you.
Yeah, so like, where all have you lived?
So I lived in Florida, Alabama, Virginia, Oklahoma, Idaho, England, Australia, and then back to North Carolina.
And then, so were you just like out overseas, like in England and Australia for like 10 years, 5 years?
It was almost a decade between. I left to go to Afghanistan in 2011 and touched the U.S. for just like a month or two, straight over to the UAE for 7 months, and then touched the U.S. again for like a month, and then straight to England. And then England directly to Australia. So all that. So from 2011, the beginning of March of 2011 to February of 2020, I was overseas like 99% of the time.
Wow. And then you're in the Air Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
For people that may not know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then what was your favorite place that you've lived so far?
Australia for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just like so much stuff to do out there, or?
The work-life balance of the Aussies are great. They don't take themselves too seriously. The weather's incredible. Surfing's amazing. Really got into surfing while I was out there. They have a very good fitness lifestyle. They're all about fitness, nutrition, things like that. So that's where I kind of dabbled in CrossFit a bit before I moved to Australia, but we really kind of just embraced the full like culture of fitness, nutrition, and got really healthy while we were there, and then just trying to maintain that moving back to the US where it's not as popular, I think.
Yeah, just being healthy or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's cool that you got to live in all those different places, and like I know you talked about, like, we were talking about hobbies, and you said surfing's one of your favorites, and it's like,
yeah.
Do you still surf even around Raleigh, or?
Yeah, all the time in the Neuse River for sure.
Yeah. It's like maybe I guess wake surfing or whatever. You could do that, but.
Yeah. I mean, we have a house down in Kill Devil Hills, so we go down there. Usually, we try to get down there at least once a month. So I'll go. I mean, not that the waves are big. In the fall, we'll maybe get some overheads, but that's about it. But dabble in surfing when I can around here. Whenever we travel, we try to get waves, and so like. I think the last truly large waves I had was in Hawaii a few years ago, but hoping to go now that I'm retiring at the end of the year. Hopefully, going to do some more travel. Get to places like Costa Rica. We're going back to Oz in next year as well. So hopefully get back in some bigger waves there. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Maybe brush off the cobwebs a little bit or whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's gonna be rough.
And so, did you do? And another thing you talked about liking was like the snowboarding. So, did you do that in Australia too, or was that like just something you did beforehand?
A little bit. Like that's something I dabbled with when I was in college. Growing up, I went to UNCG, so I started doing a little bit of snowboarding there, like on the icy slopes of Boone. But I moved the Air Force took me to Idaho, and I lived in Boise, Idaho for 4.5 years. So I did 4 winters out in Boise, and that's where I got really into snowboarding and skiing. So we would go, like, my local ski hill was only like 45 minutes from my house. So if we were night flying, I could go to the mountain opened at like 9:30 is when the lifts turned on, so I could go snowboard from like 9:30 until 2:30, and then still be to work around like 4 p.m. We can go fly, take off, do like a 7 p.m. takeoff, and pretty much just do it all over again the next day.
Wow.
And then every weekend in the winter, we were either at Bogus, which is the local hill, or we would go, you have Sun Valley, Tamarack, all the Salt Lake City mountains are within 4 or 5 hour drive. You got tons of options in Oregon, Montana, Wyoming, Jackson Hole. We did all that. Like basically, once a month, we would just go hit the road and travel to like one of the local places in the Rockies there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like you got the two extremes, the snowboarding and the surfing or whatever. Like, and when you said that, I'm like, I don't know how the heck you do that anywhere close to here, but
a lot of flying. Yeah, and even Australia, there's not much snowboarding in Australia really, but we go to New Zealand at least once a year. We go down to New Zealand. New Zealand's got some pretty awesome snowboarding up there. We did, and the heli-skiing there is actually pretty cheap, like relative to everywhere else. So we could me and a couple of bros, we get together, get a helicopter for the day, and just go find some untouched mountains, like fresh tracks. And,
wow.
Yeah, that was good.
Holy crap! I couldn't imagine well, I guess you're a heck of a lot more experienced in that department than I am about flying and everything like that. But that'd be so crazy to think of, like, you're jumping out of the helicopter and you're basically like stranded on the top of the mountain, and you just got to ski your way down.
Absolutely, it was awesome. It was probably some of the best days.
Jeez, that's insane. And then that was all prior to like you working out or doing CrossFit, let's say.
Yeah, that was kind of like while I was doing, like, I guess the Idaho stuff was before CrossFit, and then the New Zealand, like, Australian stuff, that was kind of, I had started doing a bit more CrossFit at that point, which I definitely noticed helped, like, especially because I, like, in the off season when I wasn't snowboarding as much, I would always find that when I kicked off the first one of the year, like, I would have like a lot of leg and back burnout, and for me CrossFit was great because I could take in the summers off and then go back that first time at the beginning of the season, like I'd be a little bit sore, but nowhere near as badly as I was beforehand.
Right. And then that just shows you the importance of staying active and doing like all this stuff or whatever.
Absolutely.
And then so I have a burning question for you or whatever. So since you are in the Air Force and then all the stuff that's come out recently, have you ever seen a UFO? No, we can't talk about that. Cut.
No, I wish if I did, I would love to. If I had some great iPhone photos, I could bust them out. But
you're sitting there flying the plane. Oh, hold on.
Unfortunately, no Martians. Not yet. I mean, I've still got a few months. I'll be on the lookout there. I'll let you know if I see one.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy though. Like, I mean, obviously, I've never seen one in person or whatever. Well, maybe it's not obvious, but I've never seen one in person. But like with all the stuff that came out, I was like, oh, I gotta ask you, see if you've seen something.
Yeah. No UFOs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm still looking there. I want to see one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then, so when you retire, are you still gonna try and fly and everything and look for UFOs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's my job. I'm gonna go and just start UFO hunting. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. It's gonna be like the what do you call it? The Bigfoot hunters or whatever. That's all over the. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Like the reruns that play all the time.
Yeah, and G wants to go hunt tornadoes too, so we'll figure that out. Like she'll be hunting tornadoes, I'll be hunting UFOs. We'll just be looking for all the things.
Yeah. It's like the perfect combination.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but no, what are your retirement plans? Just going surfing all the time and
yeah, absolutely,
hanging out.
Man. I want to try to, obviously I do real estate well. Like I'm gonna try to focus a lot on my real estate business. So that is something that I really want to lean into in my retirement years. It's not really retirement; it's just like a transition to a new lifestyle, right? So I'll dabble in flying a bit as well, but mostly just getting really into the local real estate market and trying to build that up as big as I can.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I mean, this place is a great place to do it. There's just more and more people seems to keep moving here every day, and it's crazy.
That's it. I love it. It's a lot of fun for me. I like to be around people. I like to meet new people. I like to help people. So for me, it was kind of an easy fit.
Yeah, and so that's something else that you said. You like making friends with strangers. So
yeah, G knows that. She gives me a hard time about it all the time.
So what I guess what started that, or how'd that come about?
I don't know. I think just from probably maybe a mixture of I grew up as an only child, so it didn't really have like built-in family friends. I had a lot of cousins and stuff, and then that plus constantly moving in the Air Force, you're always in a new place, always traveling. So just for me, it came natural to the point where I just now like I enjoy just meeting new people, finding out about them. Finding out if there's something that I can help them with, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are like the exact opposite. They strangers, and then like they start reclusing in. They start just going to their phones or whatever, and then it's like I've never. I guess there are people out there, but like that would love to meet strangers and love to talk to people or whatever.
Absolutely, and this is another. It kind of falls into a big thing that I believe in is like find comfort in the uncomfortable, right? So I truly embrace like being uncomfortable, especially if it's for a good reason, because I know it's gonna help me grow in the long run. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully, right? Was it the song "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger"?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then so you've been doing CrossFit since or CrossFit-esque stuff since 2011, you said, and then like joined an actual CrossFit gym in 2016.
Absolutely.
And then you've been since being back in the U.S. or whatever, you've been with TCF for 4 years, right? So 2020.
That's it.
Awesome. And then so before joining TCF, what was your biggest challenge?
I think leading up to and coming here, it was a big transition point for me. We had moved from Australia. G was 7 months pregnant at the time we showed up, and there's a pandemic that's happening, right? So this is a huge upheaval in our life. Like we had developed a nice rhythm living down in Oz. Like we had, we'd go to the gym at a certain time. Like we do fitness, like outdoors, surfing, but it was just me and her, so things were easy. And also we didn't have to worry about the whole pandemic thing as well. So then now we have a new mouth to feed. We have a new way of living, really, is like new normal lifestyle at that time in 2020, and in a new country for G especially. It was a new country for her. For me, obviously, this coming back to home was more familiar, but still, I've been gone for
10 years or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, just finding that new healthy rhythm and that natural lifestyle where it wasn't like a difficult thing to come in, because it's hard to make habits that you can't be difficult every day, right? So you have to find a way to make that rhythm, and for us, finding that a way to still maintain our healthy habits and lifestyles and still fit with the new normal of life, and then fit with make sure Charlie was able to fit into that as well.
Yeah, I bet that was definitely a time that was very uncomfortable and really made you better and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You just kind of learn to just take what you have and be grateful for it. I mean, it really made us grateful for having things like having the ability to come in and do something like this, because there was a lot of people I know. I've got my friends back in Australia who they were on full lockdown.
Yeah.
No gym for them.
Well, yeah, I think they had it way worse or whatever.
They did. They were limiting them to like 1 6-pack a week, and they weren't allowed to leave the house.
Wow.
It was craziness down there. Yeah.
That's insane. And then but it's cool too that you were able to kind of figure that all out and kind of get back into being consistent in just like your everyday lifestyle and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the TCF family was great. Like came in, we had a place that Charlie could hang out, watch us do our gym thing. But obviously there was a lot of other families here who have kids, and everything was very, very welcoming. We felt immediately like part of the family.
Yeah.
And that made it for us. It just clicked almost immediately, and made it really a lot less difficult than what we thought it was going to be to keep everything rolling.
Yeah, it's cool because Charlie growing up in here. Because how old was he when y'all joined?
Well, he's like 4 months old, I think.
Yeah, I remember G pushed him in with in a stroller or whatever when I was talking to her, and then it's cool seeing him grow up just in the lounge area, and he's wanting to work out. He's trying to jump rope and everything after watching y'all work out and stuff.
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
He's still, now when you take him to daycare, he asks to come to the gym all the time. He knows, because he knows we come here and we drop him off. So he's like, I want to come to the gym. Not today, buddy.
Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow. And then what other positive impacts have you seen since coming to TCF and joining the family?
Oh, for me, I've hit PRs on pretty much every lift since I've been here. I've gotten better at my muscle ups, gotten better at my handstand walks, like all my gymnastics. Essentially everything is improved since I've been here. I don't think there's anything that I think that the natural as I'm getting into my 40s now, I noticed that my like running things like running in that, it maybe dropped off a little bit, just getting old, right? But,
well, you're doing everything you can with all the snowboarding, the surfing, all that stuff, just staying active. That's definitely pushing that further down the road.
And that's my life goal, right? Is I just want to be able to make sure that when Charlie's in his teenage years, that I can still get out and run and play whatever sport he wants to play, and be healthy enough to do all that. So that's my big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ideally, as he gets older, you're able to keep up with him, and you're able to put him in his place, right?
Yeah. I mean, one day it's gonna happen, right? He's gonna be the stronger one, but I'm gonna make sure that is as far out in the future as possible.
Yeah. You don't want him being able to beat you up just yet.
Exactly. Although he thinks he can already.
No, you gotta put him in his place. And then, what would you say to someone that's on the fence about joining?
Oh, definitely come in and do it. Just don't be afraid to get involved. I know, like, sometimes if you come into like the middle of the class, it can be a little bit intimidating, but everyone here is so friendly, so nice, and there's all the different ability levels are in pretty much every class. So especially if you come to the 8:30 class, be ready to have a chat.
Oh,
and,
yeah. You'd be ready to chat rather than work out, right?
Yeah,
No.
Well, I feel like we do a good mix.
No,
right?
you definitely do, but it's really funny because like you'll see the people that are here for the reasons of like social hour or whatever, and the people that are here to actually work out, and then the people that are here for social hour are like, come on, all right, let's focus, come on, we got a thing we gotta do.
I love the social aspect of the 8:30 class. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. And then anything else you wanna add? Like maybe who's your favorite coach?
Oh, obviously it's Gakchat, right? So that's an easy one.
Yeah, that was funny because I put that in there, and then you're like, yeah, obviously my favorite coach is G. I was like, yeah, you wouldn't have it any other way, right?
No, that's an easy one there.
Yeah. Well, awesome, dude.
Always coaching.
Yeah, yes. But awesome, dude. Congratulations again for being September's Member of the Month, and thank you for taking the time to let the people get to know you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.